Well, a lot of the guys that played blues in town were right across the highway from, part of it was geography. There's a Highway 98 in Macomb, Mississippi, and I lived 2 blocks from Highway 98, and on the other side of the highway was where all the black jute, call them the black jute joints, you know. There was always music coming out of there. So as soon as I got old enough to carry a guitar across the road, I was there. It was fun.
I guess that's when day one, but I didn't know anything about it. No, when my parents finally got a radio, I had heard a little about it. Every Christmas, my dad and I would go find this guitar player with a small round hole guitar, and he would come by every Christmas and he could play the Lionel Johnsons. And by the way, Lionel Johnson passed away in Canada. The Canadians had taken him in as he didn't, I don't think he knew his family or something, and they found, I got a picture, they just told me they're gonna look it up. I want it on my club in Chicago. He would play Lionel Johnson, Arthur Crudup, and Lightning Hopkins. And the rest of the kids would be Christmas toys and stuff. And I'm like, I don't care what kind of toy you got, man. I want to hear this, you know. And that's kind of just stuff. And when he'd put that thing down, they would all drink a gallon of wine and a case of beer. And he'd get, you know, like sleep. I would grab it and do that on it every once in a while. And then I tried to make my own, because that's about the only one I saw.
You know, life. I've only had a band since year 2000, but I have been a lover of blues and gospel, and jazz. You know, all of those forms of music were always heard in my home. My parents were gospel singers, but more importantly, all of our family sang. It was a form of entertainment for the family.
Got into playing guitar when I was about 11, and when I was 12, I met Morton Romley from here from Notodden at the seminar, and he was. I already heard a little bit of blues on TV, just briefly, some shots from this festival and stuff, and it was just like 20 seconds of you know, 4 black dudes going boom 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 boom, and I was like, oh, that's, you know, that's cool, man. It was different from what I was listening to at the time, which was mainly, you know, rock and roll, and it just it had I'm pretty sure it was the Robert Cray band. It's been during one of their more bluesier moments, and because I remember seeing Richard Cousins on the bass, and it's just kind of sparking, you know, interest in that type of music, and then I saw like Stevie Ray Vaughan Unplugged on TV, and that was on late one night, and you know, I was a guitar player, so I was, you know, pretty damn impressed with what he was doing, and so when I was 12, I met Morton from here in Notodden, who plays with Spoonful of Blues and some other bands, and he could tell I kind of had, you know, a knack for playing guitar, and he said, man, I'd like to give you some guitar lessons, and he took me under his wings, so to speak, and he immediately, like the first lesson I was there, my dad drove me there and back, which was a long way, and he would sit at a cafe reading the newspaper, drinking coffee while I had an hour and a half guitar lesson. And the first day I was there, Morton just hooked me up. He gave me about a dozen of LPs to take home and listen to, and it was Albert King, Born Under a Bad Sign, and Ice Picking by Albert Collins. It was Hold That Plane by Buddy Guy. It was Live at the Regal by B.B. King, and just T-Bone Walker was in there, and he just, you know, he just pummeled me with just blues history.
I was born into the blues, man. Born as a kid, my grandpa was a fiddler, and Ellis Johnson, And now I used to sit around on the porch and pluck the diddley bow while he played. So I really, it was natural. It was a part of life. I figured it was just a, you know, something everybody did. I never had any thoughts of being a famous blues musician. Matter of fact, I didn't even know what it was. I thought everybody in the world had a guitar at the house, you know, because we all had one. And my mom used to sit around and play on a 2-string guitar, some Jimmy Reed style or honky tonk or whatever you call it. And I used to watch her do that all the time. So finally one day I decided I'd try it, and she showed me what to do and how to do it. And I went from there to creating my own style because I had problems. I was left-handed, but there was no left-hand guitars around, so I had to learn on a right-hand guitar. So I learned those 2, 3 little notes on that guitar, and I built it from there. But when I really figured out I had the blues was when I put that diddley bow on the side of my grandma's house. One string of baling wire, and I put it on there. First I had it on a stick, and I couldn't hear it, so I put it on the side of the house, and I hit it, and it resonated through that tin-top shack like whoom, whoom. I said, oh man, I got me a big guitar now. And I started wailing on that thing. My grandma was on the inside of the house. She come to that window and started screaming, boy, man, quit beating upside my wall, making all that noise. What's the matter? You done lost your mind. You gone crazy beating upside my wall, making all that noise. I said, oh boy, I got the blues now, man. Get that thing outside my house, beating upside my house.